Hi guys, it's Ivy and I'm back with a video about fasting. I have several people asking me questions about fasting because of some of the videos I've done, and I just wanted to come back with one more video because of what I've been seeing in the water fasting scene of sorts. There are several groups on Facebook for water fasting, and I've been paying attention to a lot of them, as well as just hearing some of the things from people in the group that I hosted the water fast in. So I just wanted to do a video on 3 things that you should do before starting a water fast. Number 1, have a purpose, have a why. I think I mentioned this in my very first fasting video. Have a why for your fast. The reason why I'm saying this is because 1, you're going to need something to hold you accountable when things really get tough. And if you're doing a water fast, you know that things are going to get tough. The first 3 days specifically, sometimes the first 5 days, depending on who you are really going to need something to hold you accountable and to keep you going, to give you that momentum to finish strong. So that's one reason you want to have a why. The second reason why you want to have a why in starting your fast is because you will likely push towards and through your goals and feel a sense of gratitude when it's over versus feeling a sense of disappointment when it's over. So if you don't have a clear why and you just jump into the fast, once it's over you may feel like, why did I do that? I just put my body through torture. I just wasted 3, 10, however many days not eating, and now I don't feel good. So have a why so that when you get to the end of your fast, you can look back at what you accomplished and say, this is what I wanted to do, and this is what I did, and this is why I did it, and you have this sense of accomplishment, and it's just going to be a more gratifying experience altogether. And the reason why I bring up that point is because I've been noticing in some of the water fast groups that people just hop into water fast sometimes. So somebody might be starting a water fast and they might post in a group like, I'm starting a 3-day fast, I'm starting a 10-day water fast tomorrow, anybody want to join me? And it's kind of like, some people jump in, some people are like, yeah, I'll join you, I'll do it. And some of the people jumping on board, it's actually their first real water fast, or maybe their second. And if you're not a very seasoned water fast, just jumping into a water fast on a whim is not a good idea. You need to have a sense of what's your vision, what's your why are you doing this, how are you going to do it, how are you going to sustain yourself, have you thought the process through, and are you prepared for it? So some of the people who just jump into the water fast, I can see how they have more negative outcomes or more disappointing experiences because they haven't mentally prepared themselves for what they're putting themselves into. And this is something that you need to both mentally and physically prepare for. And so that brings me into my second tip for what you should do before you start a water fast, and that is to cleanse your colon. I did a longer video on colon cleanses. I had the poop talk with you all, and you can go watch that video here, but I'm gonna summarize it here. One of the biggest mistakes I've done twice was with the water fast is not thoroughly focused on colon cleansing prior to starting my fast. It is so important because it's going to either create more detox symptoms and pain for you or make it an easier process for you. Water fasting is never just easy breezy. You're always going to have a little bit of suffering there, but that's part of the healing process, right? But you want to set yourself up for the best success, the best results by cleansing your body first, so that you can continue to move things out while you are fasting. If you do not do a colon cleanse prior to your water fast, you may become constipated quickly. Sometimes eating actually helps us go number 2, right? Because it's more food coming in and other food needs to go out and go down. So there's some pressure to move the food out. There's also a lot of fiber in food that helps food go out. So when you stop and you fast on just water, all you have is water to move things and keep things flowing. So you want to do a colon cleanse first. It's just going to get some of that dead waste out of your body. Some of the ways that you can do a colon cleanse prior to your fast are, number one is a colonic. That's the best way. That's done by a professional colon hydrotherapist, and you can look that up in your area. That's top of the line. They have equipment that really helps flush out your colon in a powerful way, and they can also just give you more tips on what to do for your body. Number two, you can just go to a natural food store and get a colon cleanse, whether that be herbal that you can take by pill or a liquid form to get things moving and out. Or at home, you can do an enema, and you can get those from the drugstore. You can also make your own. I would suggest making your own with plain distilled water or distilled water with lemon added, and that's just going to help, again, cleanse things out in your colon mainly. So those are three options. There's one more. You can do a saltwater flush, which is something that I really like. I probably should do a video on it. If you guys want me to do a video on a saltwater flush, let me know. It would probably be a very interesting video. It's a very interesting practice. The saltwater flush is another thing you can do to kind of cleanse your whole digestive system out, but it's kind of not for the faint of heart. So yeah, cleanse your colon so that you have a clearer vessel to work with when you go into the real healing process of a water fast. And the third thing that you want to do before you start your water fast is to have a follow-up action plan in place. You want to know what you're going to eat to break your fast and what you're going to eat for the next 2 weeks after you break your fast, so that you are setting yourself up for success. A lot of people are very nervous about gaining weight after their water fast. So of course, during your water fast, you may lose up to 1 to 2 pounds a day on average. So you're going to lose weight. You're not eating, and the longer you go, the more weight you're going to lose, because your body is going to start eating the reserves stored within your body, whether that's fat, and then it may move on to muscle and other things in your body. So it also does eats away at tumors and cancer. So if you have any of that in your body, it'll start eating away those things as well, depending on how long of a fast you do. But you're going to lose weight during your water fast. And so after your water fast, people are excited because they're like, yeah, I lost X amount of pounds and now I'm just going to go into my life looking great. But then they notice that they start gaining weight maybe a little bit more rapidly than they were expecting, or what's normal for their body after a water fast. The reason for that is because your body kind of goes into the survival mode. It's kind of like back in hunter-gatherer days or something like that, where you may have a feast and famine period. Like you have a period where there's food, and then maybe a period where there's famine, or maybe it goes into winter and your village or tribe is in winter and nothing's growing and the animals are hibernating, so there's nothing to really eat and you kind of have to starve. So your body gets into this survival mode where it packs on a little bit more, because it's like, oh my God, food, we may not eat again, we gotta get this food, we gotta store it up, we gotta store it up. So that's one of the reasons why people gain weight after a water fast a little bit more rapidly. And another reason why they gain weight after water fast is because they're eating a lot of stuff. Their body and their brain is kind of triggered into, okay, I haven't eaten in 7 days, I haven't eaten in 13 days, I'm about to eat a lot of food, and I'm going to eat whatever I want, and I'm going to eat a lot of this food, because your parasites are back in action. You gave them that one piece of watermelon or that one piece of papaya, and they're like, sugar, and then they want more, and they want more, and they want more. And even if they're getting healthy food like fruits, sometimes after water fast you may be a little bit programmed to eat a lot, even if it's healthy food, because you've been deprived. My last water fast, I had that experience. I was thinking about cooking. I even said it in the videos. I made a cooking video. And I had been thinking about pizza, all through my water fast. I don't even eat pizza on a regular basis. And I made my own pizzas, healthy, clean, gluten-free, 2-ingredient quinoa pizza crust. And I will post that little video here. But yeah, I mean, I wanted food, and even though it was healthy food, I ate more food than I probably should have, you know, or needed to at some points. I have a really high metabolism, so I didn't really face a lot of weight gain, but I did feel like, okay, let me chill. So I'm saying all this to say that having an action plan for your diet after the fast is important to create, so that you know exactly what you're going to eat, exactly how much you're going to eat, and it will keep you a little bit more accountable when your brain gets triggered back into this feast mode and it's like, I'm going to pack this on, I'm going to pack this in. No, you don't need to overeat. Even if it's healthy food, you really need to go into a slow, properly balanced, proportionate meal plan after your fast and after your refeeding period. That's going to help people, one, be prepared for refeeding, because some people just aren't prepared. There's one woman I follow, or I used to follow on YouTube. Her name is, I can't remember, I'll post it below. But she did a video on a water fast, that she did a 10-day water fast to kind of heal her body of the skin condition, and she couldn't take it, and at the end of her 10-day water fast, she went and got some of the worst food that you can eat. She went and binged. She binged on potato chips. She binged on really heavy foods, and she could have harmed her body in that way. I don't know if she did or not, but 10 days is a pretty long time to go without eating and then go eat serious solid food. So you want to be prepared to have a refeeding plan in place, so that you know exactly what you're going to eat, you know where you're going to get it. A lot of people break their fast with high water content fruit, but as I've mentioned in past videos, that's not for everybody. Some people don't process fruits that well. So if you know that your body doesn't process fruits that well, then maybe you need to think about what kind of like broth or soup that you might have to break your fast, instead of just following a trend of breaking with a high water content fruit. So have a plan in place for your refeeding, and also for your 2 weeks after your refeeding. What are you going to eat? If you want to lose weight and you're fasting for weight loss, which I really don't recommend, but again, I did a video on that, so you can check back at that. But if you're fasting and weight loss is one of your goals, then you want to have a meal plan set for you after the fast that's going to give you proportions. You don't have to get overly analytical about it. I'm not a big calorie counter, but if you are really focused on maintaining a healthy weight, then you might want to focus on calories. You might want to focus on, what does this next phase of my nutrition look like? So if you're thinking about going vegan or vegetarian after your fast, then look up the recipes before your fast, because if you look them up while you're fasting, you're most likely to find recipes that are satisfying that comfort food need for you rather than the wellness need. So if you get everything out of the way before your fast, then it's just going to create a more smooth and easy transition for you to maintain optimal wellness after your fast. So I hope these tips were helpful, and if they were, please like this video and comment below. Please also subscribe to this channel so that I can continue to make more videos like this. And if you do have more questions about fasting that you would like me to discuss, please leave a comment on that below. Thanks for watching.